Divorce papers. The words, whispered from Vikram's lips, detonated in my ears like a bomb. In this opulent ballroom, teeming with hundreds of elite guests celebrating our 10th anniversary, every eye was fixed on us. There is a twist in the story that no one knows about, so stay in the story. The clinking of champagne glasses and the soft orchestra music abruptly morphed into a deafening roar. My husband, Vikram, with a cruel smirk, slid the documents across the table towards me, believing he had publicly shattered me. But he had no idea this was his gravest mistake, and this very night would mark the genesis of his empire's downfall. My heart hammered against my ribs, yet I maintained an impassive facade. I picked up the papers, scanned them briefly, then met Vikram's gaze. His eyes gleamed with triumph, as if he had just won a grand war. He had always perceived me as his shadow, a beautiful trophy to be displayed. But tonight, that trophy was about to become a weapon. A cold, resolute strength surged within me. This humiliation would not break me. It would forge me. I silently vowed that he would never forget this night. Vikram believed I possessed nothing, that I was incomplete without him. However, he was oblivious to the fact that for months, I had been quietly amassing evidence of his illicit dealings and fraudulent activities. I had established a clandestine email account, meticulously saving every document that could destabilize his empire's foundation. I had also reconnected with Arjun, my old college friend, now a renowned cybersecurity expert. He was my secret weapon, someone Vikram had consistently underestimated. As the evening progressed, I discreetly sent a coded message to Arjun on my phone. Operation Nightfall initiated. I continued to engage with guests, smiling and projecting the image of the happiest woman alive. Yet, a complex strategy was unfolding in my mind. I knew Vikram had stored all his sensitive data on an encrypted server, which he considered impregnable. But Arjun had assured me that no system was entirely foolproof, and every fortress had its vulnerabilities. After dinner, while Vikram reveled in his perceived victory with his associates, I subtly excused myself from the ballroom. Arjun was waiting for me in a dark SUV. "Everything's ready, Mira," he confirmed, his voice brimming with confidence. I handed him a USB drive containing some preliminary credentials for Vikram's server, which I had acquired months ago through his carelessness. It was a small clue, but for a hacker like Arjun, it was the key to a treasure chest. We drove to a nearby cafe, where Arjun immediately opened his laptop. His fingers danced across the keyboard, as if playing a complex symphony. I instructed him on precisely what I needed: irrefutable proof of all his illegal transactions, bribery schemes, and stock market manipulations. I provided him with the names of specific files and databases I was targeting. With each passing minute, my heart pounded harder. This was a high-stakes game, and I was determined to win it. Suddenly, the cafe's television screen flickered to life, displaying live footage from the ballroom. Vikram was still celebrating, toasting with champagne glasses. Then, Arjun pressed a key, and the ballroom was plunged into sudden darkness. For a moment, everything was black. A ripple of panic spread among the guests. This was part of my plan, a brief disruption to grant Arjun a few crucial extra seconds to complete his task, ensuring no one could interfere with the data transfer. When the power was restored, the colossal screen in the ballroom, which had previously showcased our wedding photos, now revealed all of Vikram's dark secrets. Documents of his illegal deals, emails detailing bribery, and records of stock market manipulation flashed one after another. Whispers among the guests intensified, and Vikram's face turned ghastly pale, his eyes wide with terror. His empire, painstakingly built over years, was crumbling before my very eyes. Vikram stared at me, his eyes a tumultuous mix of rage, betrayal, and disbelief. "How did you do this?" he roared, his voice echoing through the ballroom. I offered a serene smile, one that pierced his very soul. "You underestimated me, Vikram. You thought I was merely a pretty face, but I was always one step ahead." That night, I not only dismantled my husband's empire but also initiated a new chapter for myself. This was not merely revenge. It was the reclamation of my identity and power. By morning, Vikram had been arrested by the authorities, and news of his empire's collapse had spread like wildfire. I had secured my freedom, but this was far more profound than a mere divorce. It was the narrative of a woman who avenged her humiliation, asserted her strength, and began living life on her own terms. That night, I didn't just end an empire. I rebuilt myself. It was the most pivotal turning point of my life, and I embraced it on my own terms.